Hello, folks, and welcome back to Durcar WoW Edition. I already tried to record this before, I wasn't happy with it. But basically, I lost the original recording of this. There's an editing mistake. I ended up replacing the original video while I was editing. I didn't change the I was putting them into both into the same folder as the same name, so the edited version replaced the original, which deleted the original, causing the edited one to be mostly botched. So I'm just going to read the quest text for the dwarves here, and then I'm going to continue on. If you want to see this, beyond that, you're gonna have to wait for the another alt to come through here. When you're talking to Rutgar there on the left, Bronzebeard's missing again. The dwarf sure didn't get any of his brother's good senses. Hello, Rutgar. The commander has sent me here to gather some information about his missing wife. You best have a seat then. This is going to be a long one. When we initially arrived in Citylus, a mistress, Mar Elith, was the first of the night elves from Cenarian Hold to join the expedition. Our routine was nothing out of the ordinary. Form a party to venture into various hives and search for lost artifacts. That sounds dangerous. It sure is. Those hives were abuzz with various Silitid that were none too happy to see us. Everything was going fine until we came across a glyphed crystal in Hive Regal. She was drawn to it like a moth to a flame. She put her pretty little cheek up against the crystal, and it instantly entered a trance-like state. Also, the audio levels may be off, because I did temporarily uninstall WoW to free up 40 gigs of space. But since I've reinstalled it now, it's I had to reset the settings, and I just put it around where I vaguely remembered it being. Naturally, this worried my crew. We picked her up and carried her out of there with a quickness. What happened to her after that? We took her to Commander with hopes that the druids of the circle could fix her up. Sure enough, they were able to wake her up. We figured with our business with Circle was done and we could get back to work. A few weeks passed and everything was going fine. Bran was still around back then, so we had a bit of order in our work structure. Then, out of the blue, she appeared back at our camp. Natalia? Are you daft? Who else would I be talking about? Yes, the girl. Mistress Marlet. Anyhow, she was back and not in too good of a mood. That's when the demands started flowing. What demands? She demanded that we immediately head back to Hive Regal. Bran would have none of that sass. He told her there's no way we'll go back into those hives without an army backing us up. It had gotten far too dangerous. The number of those stinking insects seemed to have tripled from when we first ventured into them. That's when Natalia lost it. Lost it? What do you mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? She went nuts though. The girl went street crazy on us. Ordinarily, I don't hit girls, but after I recovered from the blackout, I was pretty damn angry. Bran, Rutgar, me and the monkey went positively orc on her. It's a miracle we were able to fend her off. She seemed almost possessed. As a side point, he does speak, Rutgar does speak as if he's this guy over here. So, yeah, it's a bit of a whoopsie. Possessed by what? Who knows? Anyhow, that was the last I saw of her. Maybe Franco can give you better information. Not to steer the topic off, not steer off topic, as I'm sure the work you're doing for the commander is important, but we're on to something huge here. Huge. Requests to Ironforge for an army have so far fallen on deaf ears. Apparently we're stretched too thin, protecting the realm or some such. Once you take your report back to the commander, come back down here with some friends. We need your help. I'll be back once I straighten this mess out. And that's his questioning done. With Franco, look up to the heavens, shaman. The dragonflights have not been seen in this area for 1,000 years. Those Kraji are up to something. I just know it. Normally in the sky here, maybe we still can, but when you look up, you can see bronze dragons. The Broodrunners Domu, I believe is the faction. So yeah. Those Kraji are up to something, I just know it. Hello, Franco. I've heard that you might have some information as to the whereabouts of Mistress Natalie Marlet. Oh, brother, not this again. Have a seat, Sonny. I'm sure Rockar has told you some of this story already, so I'll spare you the boring details. New. That's a tweet. And get right down to the nitty gritty. That's what I like to hear. Right then. So the mistress had come back for a second go at the beehives, but Brown was having none of that nonsense. Before the melee began, she started talking to something or someone. Crazier still, she started chanting in a language none of us had ever heard. That's odd. You're telling me. It was even stranger considering between Bran, Rockgar, me and the monkey, we know 38 languages, including a touch of Titan, both Vanir and Asir. So anyway, whatever she was clacking about, it definitely wasn't with anyone present. She in quotes. She then nodded and went on the offensive, attacked us outright. You couldn't handle a lone night elf priestess? Listen, Sonny. I'll have you know that whatever attacked us was no priestess of nothing. Her eyes were aglow with something evil, and she was genuinely frothing at the mouth. She came in, did some kind of crazy scream that sent us all running in separate directions, then started flaying our minds one by one. I'd been hearing shadowy words in my head, watching the others periodically black out here and there. It was madness. We'd been done for if not for the damned monkey. I've been meaning to ask about that monkey. What's there to ask? He's a monkey, you crazy fool. Anyhow, the monkeys went into a frenzy after seeing O'Bran flop onto the sand face first. None the night elf could do was stopping Glib here from pounding on her noggin. Then what? I'll tell you then what. She went running straight for the hive. And you know what's crazier? Not a single damned bug got in her way, or tried to stop her. She ran through them as if she'd been best friends with them for centuries. What a story. So she went into Hive Regal, and that was the last you saw of her. Yep. Thanks for the information, Franco. And there's that's done. Now to go read the completion text. This is just for people, curious about the quest text mod. It's the best way I can make up for, flubbing up here. Commander Marlet lowers his head in contemplation. Whether she is alive or dead, I must do what is right. She must be found. Alas, I'm bound by duty to this outpost. Will you help me once more? Durcar. And I will just do one other thing. I want to look up the Bronzebeard's lost letter. Bronze, B-R-O-N, Bronzebeard's lost letter. I think that's what it was called. It's been actually quite a while since I last played this. I've been doing a lot of custom campaigns. I was trying to finish them off because then I could uninstall StarCraft and just get back to this. Then when I'm done with this, I can go back to Final Fantasy XIV, then Mordheim. What am I doing? Bronzebeard's lost letter starts this quest. I was on the wrong page, flicking around without thinking. Progress, oh dear, and completion. Oh, this explains a lot. If you ever find a way into Anchorage, keep an eye out for old Bran. I'm afraid he'll be powerless without his monkey. And as a side thing, because the letter does say he wants his monkey hugged / hug. But yeah, there's only a singular letter. When there is a question mark in each hive, I was figuring, was there more than one letter? But there isn't. There just seems to be one of them. So, sorry about that. Also, there's this still over here. And it actually doesn't highlight anymore. Can you not do this anymore? I'm sorry, folks. This demands a detour. I'll read these on the way over. Before you had to, for these two, you had to. Well, I'm not sure about this one, but for this one, you had to go to each of the hives. But if memory serves, but you don't anymore. After our initial foray into the hives and Mistress Marlet's subsequent madness, the three hives have been spewing out bugs. Oh, I just have to get a random one. Okay, mate, in that case, you probably did, after breaking the code, probably did have to go to all 3. I was figuring, for a moment I thought we had to go and get a brain off. Remember the one from Thousand Needles? The one with the same model as the one from AQ40 or AQ20. Yeah, AQ20. I figured this could have been a new one, but no. Since it's just Annie silted, then it's probably it was probably an original one that was toned down. But anyway, the tree hives have been spewing out bugs. The increased activity might be tied into the strange glyphs covering those strange crystals. If I can get rubbings of those crystals and the glyphs on them, we might be able to make sense of this madness. Take this transcription set and hit Hive Regal to the east, Durcar. That's the last rubbing we need. I think I can formulate an elixir that will allow us to more readily decipher the glyphs and languages of the Silted and Kraji. What do I need? Glad you asked. I need brains. Oh, yeah, you're fresh out. Normally I'll need a brain from each Silted type that inhabits the hives. Another brave explorer brought me 2 of them. Brought me 2 of them here. Never came back from Hive Regal. Bring me back a Silted brain from Hive Regal. Be careful not to end up like him. So yeah, in pre-kata you had to go to each one. To be honest, I preferred the pre-kata version purely because this place wasn't as gutted as it is. Before you had like 4 quest chains with this guy. Well, 4 quests with this guy. Leave it one, stranger. I've no business with you. And now you've pissed off. Unless. Actually, wait. No, I just haven't turned into fragment yet. Sorry, I jumped the gun. I will admit when I made a mistake. I thought I had turned in all those quests. Okay. Oh, and this one. Commander Marlet at Cenarian Hold in Siltis wants you to find his beloved Natalia. The information that you gathered points to a Hive Regal in the south as being the area in which you may find Natalia Marlet. Don't forget to visit Dwarves at Brownbeard's camp before venturing into the Hive. Might have some additional work and advice for you. And Durcar, remember the commander's words. Do what you must. I need you to venture to Hive Regal and find what become of my dearest Natalia, Durcar. This will be no easy task for you. Before you dive headlong into the maw madness, make sure you speak with those dwarves further. They might be able to give you some tips on dealing with the Silted that inhabit the Hive. And Durcar, if she is truly as mad as they say, do what you must. These ambushers what's the phrase? They're stouted? Whatever, they're creeping around there. Bit of a bastard to see, but yeah, they're not really that big of a deal, which is kind of unsurprising, really. Let's just focus on finding the entrance. I wonder how much longer Legion is going to linger for, because patch 7.3 is fully out now, as of time recording, and is oh, there's the brain. No flavor text though. It's now fully out, and the raid boss is fully. All the Argus content, as far as I know, is out and released. So let's phrase it that way. That. Yeah, all the raid content is fully out and released. Well, all the Argus content, as far as I know, is fully out and released. Ooh, that's cool. Nice. Actually, kind of like the look of it. But yeah, I thought Argus was going to be the last patch. So hit it. Basically, I'm wondering when is the expansion going to hit and all that. Just curious how much time I have to get these guys up to Exalted. Not Exalted, max level. I'll still keep going even post-expansion. this will be probably a long-term thing, long-term project. But I'm just basically curious how much time I have to get to Legion. I presume the artifact weapons will stick around and all that, but I'm concerned. So yeah. Just worried that if I'm too late to it, I'll end up missing out on shit. I remember the legendary quest from Wallet. If I won't be able to do that on Durcar here, or any of my alts. That has been removed. So, but the garrison campaign is still around, as far as I know. Well, certainly hope so, because that's like a big, very big part of it. So yeah, let's go this way. Ooh, excuse me. So I presume the artifact stuff will stick around, but I'm just paranoid that they won't. Only thing that would reassure me is basically when the expansion coming out and them still being there. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine, but like I said, I'll only stay comfortable when I know that for certain. Ooh, here's some thorium. That's not the room. Tundran. My powers is discombobulating devastating. My power is discombobulatingly devastating. It is ludicrous that these mortals even attempt to enter my realm. Discombobulatingly devastating. What a phrase. Also slave makers? What? The Karaji are in the slaving business? That's, well, sorry, the Silted, really. The Karaji are the beasties inside Siltus. I know on Palnai did a run through both. So if you want to go see that, go check out my Legion playthrough. I have it marked for your convenience. One's called AQ20, or one of the videos is AQ20 or AQ40, and then there's a few videos either before it or after it, or the other content. I think there's one video called Old God Down. So, you know, go check out those if you want to see it. It's probably part 300 and something. Not that one. Well, not that way, I should say. Let's try this way. Think there's an opening over here? No, I'm just hallucinating. Hit it. Okay. Moving on. Have to find the crystal I'm looking for is Nope, wrong way. I wonder, I think there might be more than one hive entrance here. So if I go over this way. Oh, Christ, oh, that was annoying. Suppose may as well get some use out of these. You know, they aren't that burrowy, these spirit wolves. Helps help. But anyway, what I'm thinking is if I go out here, there might be another entrance. So let's take a quick walk. Yes, there is. Basically, I'm just seeing this here and how it's all the way down here. Also, I do like how they've the two quests kind of stack on top of each other there. That's nice. Because they are actually at the very same room. Well, let's just keep running. We'll throw down now in a sec. here is probably as good a place as any.